Hey, what's up traders? This is Dave FX Hunter. Welcome to another weekly Forex forecast. I'm sorry we didn't have a forecast for the past 2 weeks because I was on my surgery and as well I was sick. So anyway, I'm back again and let's look what happened in here. So dollar has reversed and it happened exactly as I was saying it in before, right? So we can see that this high was taken in here, then we have this break in here, and then was some consolidation where I actually decoded the volume in the previous video and I said we could pop above these highs and drop lower from here, right? So if you are interested in seeing how I was able to predict this and how I dissected this range based on the volume, just go to my previous video and you will see it in there, right? So anyway, price is dropping lower. Where we could potentially go right now, we need to go to the daily, and what we can see in here from this swing high to this swing low, 50% range is here, right? So we will probably go for this liquidity level below here around the 103 level, right? So it's a potential another 100 pips down. Not sure that it will go just straight down like this, right? Because in here actually we had a this was the break in here, right? And from here, so we are actually reaching some kind of order block, right? So I think we could see some bounce a little bit in here and then potential drop lower as well. If we look to the 1 hour, we can see that here was a huge drop down, right? Let me now bring a COT data from my application, so we can see in here that the longs has been growing in the past and we don't see that they would been closed anyhow, right? So we had a report here on the Tuesday, right? Then was released here on the Friday, right? So here on the Tuesday, we still see that the banks has these longs. So in my opinion, what they would do, and they mostly are doing, as I will show you on the other pairs, if they are not out of these longs, they would probably be doing a correction into 50% in here, right? So this I have in my mind that it can happen before we going down as I am expecting, right? So I still think they need to mitigate these positions, but I will not be taking longs on the dollar, I mean shorts on the other pairs, but I have in my mind that this can happen, right? So anyway, let's go to the other pairs, and it would be euro. As I was predicting in this range going up, but I'm not gonna repeat that. Anyway, where we are going right now, we are in my opinion going above this 50% range, liquidity high, which will be this one, right? So we still have a room for going higher in my opinion, and I want to explain you something, right? Why I came back into the volume, right? Not using just clean charts as I was before in the past, but I am using the volume again as I was doing actually before and before. Anyway, here we have this range. The price actually moved higher than it was ranging for the whole week, right? And I was actually quite sure that we will break up, right? So how did I knew that, right? So thanks to the volume, thanks to these colored candles, I can see the volume climax. So which is actually this highlighted volume candles. That means that there is a higher volume. It was always on the bottoms, right? So if we have higher volume climax on the bottoms, that would mean that it's actually the reaccumulation for the another push up, right? If that would be a distribution phase, we would probably see candles something like this, right, on the higher part of the range and drop lower here, and the higher volume would be on the tops, right? Because the market makers closing their positions on the tops, not on the lows, right, as a retail trader. So we had this CPI in here, which has broke through this range, right? I was actually trying to take a long here once the price dropped below this level and reacted here on the daily open. Unfortunately, I had set my slippage protection very sensitively, so it did not open my trade and it went up without me. Anyway, doesn't matter. In here, let's dissect what is happening in here, right? So the price has moved higher, and again we having a range set up in here, right? So you have the range this low, this one is setting up the range, you can see in here, right? And then price is ranging, and we can see where the volume is coming in, right? So then manipulation and price going up, right? So here is actually the perfect setup as well, which I will show you. So we have the Asian range in here, right? Drop below to previous day's lows, right? Rejecting lows, right? Higher volume. We can see higher volume in this pin bar, dropping, moving higher with the fair value gap, and then continuation up, right? So in my opinion, this is bullish, and I would be looking for the longs on some small pullbacks, right? It of course does not mean that tomorrow, when on the Sunday open, I will be waiting until the this open and I will just long it in here, right? Of course, I want to see some consolidation, and I would be trading the things like, you know, the Asia. I want to see a market daily open, right? And then more preferably, right, manipulation, and then up price going up, right? So that's what is my plan for the next week. I'm definitely bullish on the euro. Let's go to the pound. And the pound right now, it's actually quite interesting in here. What I want to show you is this difference on the euro. I probably skipped it on the euro. Let me go back, right? We have moved sharply higher, and you can see the price did not make a pullback 50%, right? It doesn't have to. Why? Because look at this. They are already very bullish. They have been able to close the massive shorts in here. They reduced their shorts, and they are building longs, right? They already had it before this Tuesday report, right? The Tuesday was report in here on the top. And do you think they added these longs here on the top? No, they didn't. They already have them from here. So they don't have to do this 50% pullback, right? But right now, let me show you. Let's go to the pound, right? And we can see that on the pound, once the price moved higher, they did this sharp move. And you can see in the COT data, they still don't have any huge longs, right? We can see that they've been able to close some shorts, right? They closed some shorts in the past few weeks, but they didn't add the longs. Once the price has moved higher, they did not report them in here, right? Because the price was probably driven by the commercials. And then when the price made this 50%, I think Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, they've been building the longs positions, which we don't see in the COT report yet, right? So it's the trickery, they're doing it. Anyway, here, very nice price action again, right? So we have a range, right? We can see the volume as the price is dropping. Where is the volume? Not on these swing highs, right? And not here, right? But as the price is dropping, we can see volume coming in here, coming here on the lows, right? And again, once the price drop below the previous day's low, right? You have Asian range, daily open, right? Price drops below this low, above daily open, and going up, right? Very clean. And as well, it's all in this 1 hour fair value gap, right? So as a confirmation of the level, right? Perfectly all in sync, right? I actually had this trade on the pound. I think I posted it in my Discord. So I had this entry in here as I entered here on this lows, right? So it was actually M15 entry, and I was entering here, right? So this was a entry in here, right? So anyway, I am bullish in here. Where are we going? So again, if we put a swing high, swing low, now I am not measuring it from the top, because these swings are already been mitigated, right? So we can see that we have the low, we have the 50%, right? So this is okay. Then we have to continue, right? Here was a 50% pullback, so price doesn't have to go here, but I think it will go there anyway. And right now, if we have this swing high, you can see this is all one big swing, and there is not a correction to the 50%, right? So it's happening in here, in the 50%, and in my opinion, we are going to take this liquidity higher, right? So there is a room for this move to the 1.26 or something like that. I think we will go higher, because if you look to the the price is actually reacting here on this beautiful level, right? And in my opinion, we will go up to here. Anyway, it's not what we need to know for the next week in order to make money. For the next week, we need to focus on the levels and trades, right? Let's continue, for example, on the CAT. So here is a USD CAT. This one wasn't too much clear here on the top, right? Because there was still some like something like this highs, equal highs, right? Anyway, what we have seen in here was a sharp drop. Then we have seen this break of the structure, nice pullback right in here. And again, we had this range. And here I was able to decode that the price will be actually dropping from here, as I posted in my Telegram that I had already short. So I had short from here. And now what's happening in here? So let's go down here. We can see that the price has made the nice pullback back into this fair value gap, right? And then is dropping down from here, right? If we look to the COT data, let me bring it up here. So we can see that it's actually not seen in the COT data that the reversal is coming, but that's why we get this pullback, right? Because again, we have the Tuesday low in here. Here was the report. We can see still some shorts. Longs, but where these longs could be closed before the report was closed. So here was probably some more longs added. Price pushed up above the 50% into the fair value gap. These longs probably will be closed, probably added some more shorts. And in the next week, if the price will be lower, we will probably see it in the COT data as well, right? So that's what is, in my opinion, happening in here. If we go to the daily, I think we going down here, right, to this level below 1.36. We still need to be trading our setups and not just shorting it in here, right? Because what can happen? Price could go higher in here and then create that short, right? So anyway, I had actually short in here, which was which is on this lower time frame in here, right? So let me show you. I actually short that this one, which was here, right? So quite nice entry in here during the Frankfurt London Open. Price popped up above the Asia, right? And then taking these highs, reacting in this fair value gap, high time frame fair value gap, right? And price dropping lower, right? I closed my trade in here in the New York Open because I saw some volume coming. You can see it in here, right? And there was this pullback, right? Obviously, if I'm more patient, probably I could get more from this trade, but it was Friday, so I'm all right with that. We have this consolidation in here. And again, we can see the highest volume candles on the bottoms, right? And we have the push up, then price did a beautiful pullback, right? If we put a fib in here, we would see a nice entry around the optimal trade entry or 79 fib, right? And then push up again, right? Break of this high, slightly pullback. And now, of course, we're going higher, right? So above this 50% from this swing high to this swing low, liquidity in here, right? So let's go lower time frame. And again, we have this beautiful push up, right? Then the price consolidating. Now, here is the thing. Be very careful when you see COT data like this. It looks bearish and many people think, oh, it's completely red. It's still negative. Okay, it is negative, but look what was happening. It was minus 100K and right now it's minus 70K, right? So it's a positive change, even if it is still in the negative numbers, right? In here, we can see that the longs has not been added yet, but the shorts has been massively closed, right? So price can go up even without the longs being added. Just the shorts can be closed, right? So if you have actually the weights, you have one side longs, one side shorts. So even if the shorts are not added into this side, but the shorts are being removed, right? Then it's overall going up, right? So I actually did some webinar in the past about it, but it's not recorded on the YouTube. So I will probably repeat it for you so you can understand this better, right? So price dropping, doing the consolidation in here, right? And then again we can see this low of the range taken beautifully on the Friday, right, with the high volume here on the bottom, and then continuation higher, right? So I am bullish on this one, NZD, and just for one reason. It's actually almost same in the CFTC and price action as the Aussie, but I want to show you something in here. It's a kind of a setup which is quite nice and something which I'm looking for recently. So what we have in here, right? So we have spotted the reversal in the last week, and that we've been looking that the price is going probably higher over the all pairs, right? So in here, what I was actually looking for was that we have basically the price moving higher in here, and then I was looking for a pullback, right? And then you can see we have came into this 62, right? So that could be by itself a entry, right? But where you put stop loss, right? So then what I was actually monitoring as well was this, but the move was too sharp, and I simply did not catch it here because I was looking at the euro. Anyway, what I want to show you in here, right? As we have this pattern, which is a accumulation, which can be in the Asia, then we have a daily open, and then we looking for the accumulation or manipulation and price going higher, right? So we have some accumulation, then you could have the sucker into the markets, then manipulation, and then price going up like this, right? That's a kind of nice setup and pattern, which actually happened in here. You have Asia, then the price drops lower below it, and then going up higher, right? But as well, Monday has actually the same function as a Asian range, right? So on the high time frame, the Monday range then drop below it, right? And if I'm bullish, looking for the longs below this Monday range, right? And it would play nicely in here, right? And actually the same setup was on the USD CAD. Let me show you. So you are bearish already, you know it, and you have a Monday range, right? Price pop above it, and you short it here. Yeah, so it happened on the Aussie as well, right? So you have the Monday range, price drops below it, and you go, right? So basically, if you are bullish on any pair, and price drops below the Monday range, you could get a entry on the Tuesday, or it could be ranging somehow, and then Wednesday mostly, right? So for the next week, if you will have some Monday range and the price drops below it, on the Tuesday below the Asia and like this, then that's a great setup, right? So yeah, as well we can look to the gold. Gold, in my opinion, is bullish. So we have from here to here, price around the 60, 70, and boom, price moving higher, right? So where are we going, in my opinion, right now? So what I can see in here, in this last push up, right? Since Thursday, the price is consolidating, and I think we will get just some small pullback in here, and I would be looking for the longs again, right? So yeah, this was quite a bigger forex forecast. I went through all the pairs, and obviously I will not trade all of them. I will be very selective. I wish you have a great trading, my friends. Bye bye.